Hi everyone! Today I wanted to show you how I made these stunning florals. I've got these really beautiful florals with the stamens on the inside, and these are the dies from Sentimentally Yours new release. So that's one shape. That's a 3-petal die, and the other shape is a 4-petal die, and they just look absolutely stunning. So I'm going to show you how I made these, and I will put together a card for you as well. Now normally when we cut our florals, we'll cut the biggest one, the next one down, the next one down, and so on, and then we'll build our flowers up. But for these, I'm just using the same sizes for each floral. So I've cut them once, and I now need to cut them again. This is the Floral Finery Exquisite Petals, and that's what we're going to be using to cut our second set. I've got the Sensational Stamens, which we're going to put in the centre of our floral. I've also taken out the Floral Finery Magnificent Fronds, and these complement the florals beautifully because they've got the dots and the holes in them as well. And then I've taken out the twiddly bits, and these are just twiddly strands that you can put alongside your leaves just to add that extra bit of interest. Still available to buy at Honey Pot Crafts in the UK, so that's what I'm going to be using. Taken out an old die of Sentimentally Yours. This is the Regency Squares, and I'll show you what I've done with that. And I am going to be using a stamp from the Tres Chick Mandala Circle Frames and Mini Sentiments, and I think I'll most probably have With Love for You, because I don't know who or what this card is going to be for yet. So if I use a generic sentiment, then I can decide later. And I've taken out an embossing folder. This one is called the Quintessentially Quilted. This is a nice big 8x8 3D embossing folder. Now if I take in the bits that I've already done, I've already, as I say, cut quite a few florals. I don't know if I'm going to need many more than this, but I am going to cut some more. This is the twiddly bit, so I've cut out 2 different shapes, and I've popped a white pearl at the end of each of those, and they're just going to tuck in between the leaves. So we'll just pop those to one side. So with this circle frame, I used dies 4 and 5 in the Layered Differently collection. So that's number 4 and number 5. And then for the center, I used number 7. So that's that one and that one. I've taken myself a piece of cardstock that I had in my stash, which I felt complemented the florals. It's quite a nice match. And this piece I've cut at 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. I've got another white piece of 300 GSM cardstock, and this is 6 1/2 by 6 1/2. And then my card base is 7 by 7 scored down the middle, so it's 14 inches scored down the middle to make a 7 by 7. So that's all the prep that I've done at the moment. Now if we go ahead and cut our second set of florals, so these florals I cut out of these shop bought card blanks, and all I did was chop this down the middle, and this is the side that I'm going to use. So by taking my plate and my floral dies, I'm just going to pop this at the top, and I'm going to lay this over the top, and I'm just going to very quickly run that one through my e-bosser and get those cut out. There we go, and you can see that they've all cut out beautifully. Just take these off of the carrier sheet. one side. Now with your pokey tool, obviously we're going to need to poke these out. And you'll get the odd little pip that you need to poke out. So if I take in the ones that I already done and find the corresponding one, this is the 3-leaf, and you'll see that these are exactly the same size. All I'm going to do is rotate them, and this is what made this stunning floral. So that one's going to go with that one. Pop that back on the sheet. Next biggest one, and again there's just one little pip there that needs poking out. So again we've got two exactly the same size. So we've got those two, and I don't know if I want to do any more than that, to be fair. So I'm going to choose one of the stamens, a big one, to go in that one, and I've got another big stamen, that one can go in that one. So we'll put all those bits to one side. I've got this little tub where I'm putting everything. To shape your florals, this is the 2 3-petal ones. All I'm going to do is go around in circles on the tips only, on the back of this floral. So just on the tips of the petals. I turn that one over, and with a smaller ball tool end, just going to give that a little twist. And then we're going to do the same with this one. So we're not going all over the floral, we're just doing tips, just to give those a little curl. And then if I take in my glue, tiny bit of glue on the back of that one, and we're going to rotate this and give that a tiny squash down. And can you see, by using the same size, you almost get this perfect shape. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now with the stamens, this stamen has points on, and they're all at different lengths. Keep the right side facing up and just go around the center of your stamen. And then I'm inclined to go in with a smaller ball tool once I've got that going. And we're going to glue this one on. Just give that a press down. And then what I did, I put just a tiny dot on each one of those stamens. And I put a blob in the middle, more than I needed. And just pop a pearl in the middle. And then if I take in my glitter, we can glitter that one up. And there's your beautiful floral. So I'm going to do the same with the 4-petal one. On the wrong side, just go round in circles on those tips. Go down about 1/4 of an inch. Turn that one over and give that one a squash in the middle. Do the same with this one. Give that one a squash in the middle, and while we're here we might as well do this. Go around the center of this stamen, and then I'll go in with the smaller end, just get that a little bit tighter. Pop some glue on the back of that one and rotate these so they're exactly opposite each other. Give that a little pinch down. Tiny bit of glue on the back of there. Get that one in place and give that one a really nice press down. And then if we go over every one of these points, so just a tiny bit of glue on each of those stamens. And then more than we need in the center, taking another pearl. Pick this one up, pop that one in, and just pop some glitter all over there. And then we've got the next size up. So that's how I did the florals. Now I also cut out the leaves, the lovely leaves. So again, I'm going to do the same with these. I'm just going to go over the points of the leaves and just give those a little bit of shape. Pop that out of the way, we don't need that now. Okay, so if I take back in my card, this is the elements that I've got. This piece I would like to emboss. Quintessentially quilted embossing folder. Pop the lid on, and I'm just going to get this one through my e-bosser. And now we've got this really lovely textured piece of cardstock. So this first piece I'm going to glue to the first matte layer. Just run a nice amount of glue all around the edges, and because this is embossed, make sure that it goes in those dips from the embossing. Turn that over and give that a really nice press from the back. And that's our first matte layer. With this matte layer, I'm going to pop this up with foam tape. So as always, run a nice line of foam tape all around the edges. Piece down the middle. That stops that card from buckling. Give that a really nice burnish. And I am going to take my back ends halfway. And this centre one I can remove completely. And then we're going to get this one onto our base. So I just want to double check, even though that's square, there's always one way that it looks better than the other. Why, I don't know, just is. And we're going to get that one just there, and then I can remove those back ends. Now this circle embellishment that we cut out, I want this to go in the center. And what I do have is a very thin foam tape, and we're just going to go all the way around the outside. that a nice burnish. Find the end and just remove that backing tape. I'm going to pop this one in the center, so that one's raised. And now we can start placing our florals. I would normally use glue gel for this, but I don't have any. So I'm going to pop these actually on this border. This one's going to go slightly under. That one's going to sit there. And then I think it was this one. Tiny bit of glue on that one. This one's going to sit just there. Going to move those a minute and have a look, make sure we got those where we want them. So this was the 3 spare ones. I'm going to pop another one just there. Another smaller one just there. We'll pop it in that space. And with the bottom ones, I've got 3. There's that one. This one's going to go slightly under. Give that one a tiny press down. This one's going to go slightly under just that side. So if I give that press down. How beautiful is that looking already? Now with the leaves, so we've got a left and a right facing. What I like to do with my leaves is just give that a little bend down and give that a little bit of shape. Pop some glue all the way down that stem. Pop this one in, make sure that it doesn't go over the edge of the card. And then this other bigger one can go maybe at the top. Glue all the way down that stem. Pop this one in just there. Wash down. And now we've got these tiny ones. I do want maybe one there and one this side. So if we just pop those there a minute so that we know that we've got those for there. And I'm just going to basically tuck in some tiny ones. Now with our twiddly bits that we cut out, give that one some shape. Nice bit of glue on the back of that one. And we're just going to slot that one in there. Give that one a nice squidge down. So we've got the 2 at the top. These can be slotted in absolutely anywhere. If we try and lift up this petal and get that one roughly there. Put this one down on this leaf. And then with this tiny circle that we cut, it's going to go in the center with my sentiment on it. Take in the appropriate stamping block. I'm going to pick up that stamp. I think any one of those colours will be too pale. Get that nicely lined up. Get that as central as possible with love for you. There we go. For this one, I do want to put this on foam tape. Give those a nice burnish and we can remove those back ends. And then give that a nice press down in the middle with love for you. Beautiful. And then I just want to add a few random white pearls. So I think I will go in that space there. So that's 1, 2, come round, just there, 3. So if we do those 3 a minute, there's 1 just there, 1, 2, 3. So there's 3. I actually think 3 is enough. So there we go. How beautiful is that card? Absolutely gorgeous. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little video. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, bye for now.